Chelsea Football Club understand the conditions that they need to meet to get Michael Olise. Furthermore, Chelsea have agreed a deal with Aston Villa for Duran, so a lot of you are going to be absolutely fuming, and we find out why Aston Villa want to sell and what Aston Villa are willing to do to get Maatsen. Yes, Aston Villa want Maatsen. And finally, the biggest one of all, everyone's been telling me Blueco don't have a pathway for youth. Blueco don't care about Cobham. Well, it looks like one of the hottest prospects from the Cobham Academy since Callum Hudson-Odoi in that left wing position is signing a long-term contract at Chelsea and is going to be here for years to come. Let's talk about it, let's break it down, but before we get started I need a massive favor from all of you. Videos like this take time to do and take a lot of effort. So what I ask is for you to hit the like button. 1,000 likes makes it go further and reach more people. And finally, if you like the content, just subscribe because we got a road to 50,000 on this channel and you guys can help. Let's get into it. So it's no secret we've been talking about it, and Olise is the Caicedo of this summer. Because the reality is this is going to be dragging out the whole summer, and I think this will even be sorted maybe after the Euros. Michael Olise at this moment in time is being chased by Newcastle, Bayern Munich, Man United, Liverpool and Chelsea. Chelsea are actively pursuing him. They've asked for permission to talk to the player, and Crystal Palace have given them their conditions. They have said, we are not interested in a loan. We are not interested in any will pay you later, and we only want cash. We are not going to take any players on loan, nor at this moment in time are we looking to do swap. This is very interesting to understand because it just means they want a flat out bidding war. Chelsea know it'll take £60 million to secure the asset, and this is coming from Matt Law, and Chelsea have also gained permission to talk to the player's representative. Apparently there are some unreliable sources going around here that all the personal terms have been agreed, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. Furthermore, Sammy Mockbell came out yesterday and said Trevor Chalobah and Armando Broja have been floated out to Aston Villa. There's been a conversation to Aston Villa and even Crystal Palace. Listen, these players are all available if you're interested in either one of them to make a swap deal. We want to get these players off our books as long as it means we get the assets back. We've also seen being links with Noni Madueke being included, Cesar Casadei and Datro Fofana. So what I like about this current Chelsea squad is there are players on nice contracts that you can absolutely move around for the betterment of their career where they get more minutes. But more importantly, their contracts aren't crazy like the deals that Manchester United give where you can't move them, or even Arsenal where Emile Smith-Rowe is on crazy wages. Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, stupid wages that clubs don't want to pay. So in that way, I think Blueco have done an excellent job, and I'm actually looking forward to see how this Olise saga ends because I want him at Chelsea 100%. Furthermore, we need to start talking about Duran. A lot of people are going to be upset, but Matt Law has said that the deal for Duran is broadly agreed. It's a £40 million move. They are just now talking about the terms and conditions of the deal. So it's a £40 million fee that is going to be reached. However, Chelsea are trying to get a lower fee up front. They're trying to talk about the structure and how they're going to fund this move in the long term. The ideal opportunity here for Chelsea is get him on a £20 million move. If he hits his add-ons, we're going to pay. I don't think Aston Villa want to do this. Aston Villa want to secure as much money as possible. And why is this happening? Well, firstly, Aston Villa have given Chelsea permission to talk to the player and his representative. So this deal is very advanced. This is all coming from Matt Law. The interesting part here is Aston Villa do not want to sell. They're being forced to sell due to PSR. They're getting rid of Douglas Luiz, who is 15 million plus 2 players coming their way. However, the 2 players are going to get wages on board to fatten out the squad, and 15 million is not that deep to get them out of the problem because they've already spent money on Douglas Luiz. So they need more money to get him out of a PSR hole. The second one is Duran. Duran for £40 million is a huge profit on their balance book. They don't want to get rid of him. However, he's the one they're willing to get rid of. They don't want to sell a Konsa. They don't want to sell a Ollie Watkins. They don't want to get rid of a Bailey or Diaby, Ramsey. They want to get rid of a player that they believe they can live without, and Duran is one of them, and the interest from Chelsea is making it even better. So it's not that they don't want the talent. Emery apparently really rates the talent. Chelsea are doing a deep dive into the player's personality and to see why, if he has any issues, whether it would be a problem off the field for Chelsea Football Club. Personally, I like this method. I think when you're creating a team, it's harmony, right? You're just bringing a family together with different pieces. This is the family you select rather than family you're born into. So you kind of want it to be as smooth as possible so that when things get tough, there aren't people that are volatile. There aren't people that are causing more problems than needed. Yes, a little bit of argument and a little bit of passion and care is good. However, I think every signing you need to do, you need to make sure that the personalities fit like the certain goals and acquisitions that you want within your team. Another piece of news that was very interesting for me is that Maatsen is being linked with Aston Villa. So Aston Villa have made an inquiry on Maatsen, and this tells me one of two things. Maatsen, according to Matt Law, is highly touted and is wanted by a lot of football clubs, but it tells me that the Dortmund deal doesn't look like it's going to happen. And it worries me and annoys me, and I'm going to explain to you why. I think Maatsen is a very talented player, and personally, I'd be keeping it. I actually think him and Kukurea at left back is the way to go for next season. I'm getting rid of Basic Ben as soon as the window opens and the first opportunity I get. I just don't think Ben Chilwell is good enough to be at Chelsea Football Club. Whilst people are going to start going, Maatsen's too short to play. Maatsen is a professional footballer, and he's played a lot of football games. He's been in a Champions League final where he played a pivotal role in getting to the final. He is a player that's won stuff in the Championship where he consistently played at left back. And in the Championship, if you can play left back there, you can play left back, bro. The physicality side of the game is 10-10 there. Like, it's absolutely polarizing. If anything, the physicality in the Championship is more intense than the physicality in the Premier League. In the Premier League, it's the technical side of the game that you're tested on and the tactical side. In the Championship, it's pure physicality. It's pure dominance where he's going to be competing against taller forwards, bigger forwards, stockier forwards, and he's going to have to learn to deal with it. And the reality is he's done a very good job. So the fact that Aston Villa want him and they could potentially want him to be included in any deal tells me that this is something that could happen. What I do think is, though, I don't see Chelsea doing it for one reason and one reason only. The reason I think Chelsea would want to get rid of Maatsen is got nothing to do with the fact that they don't want him in the squad. It's the profit and sustainability on their books. And this deal can happen next year because of the way that Chelsea shuffled the books around for PSR. So keep an eye on this one. We could be seeing Maatsen in the Premier League next year. The final piece of news is regarding Tariq George. And Tariq George is a left winger, England international at youth team level. And he's somebody that people really value highly. They rate him super highly. I think he's 17 years old, turning 18 or is 18 at this moment in time. He is absolutely phenomenal. This kid is super quick, super athletic, super intelligent, very good striker of the ball, carries the ball well. He's fun to watch. He really reminds me of the Hudson-Odoi prior to the Achilles injury. The one that is slowly starting to develop back into the player that he was originally. However, I'm very excited to see what happens with him next year. Personally, and this is my opinion, I'm keeping him in and around the squad next year. I'm putting him into the under-21s, let him get minutes. Conference League, here we come in there, like drip feed him some minutes here and there. Get the fans behind the Conference League squad, have a B team. And more importantly, what I think is important here is you keep him in around Maresca. Maresca needs to understand what he has in him. And then the year after, he goes out the Omari Hutchinson route and plays regular football. Unless Maresca says, you know what, you're doing really well in the Conference League, get on the bench for the Premier League and let's feed you through. Because the reality is, on that left-hand side, unless Nkunku plays there, it's only Sterling and Mudryk. Mudryk needs time and game time to develop into the player we want him to be. Sterling, I think his days at Chelsea are numbered purely based on the fact of how much money he gets paid, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to keep paying him that value. It was a stupid contract that was given initially. It was a deal that, if you even go back on my videos, I always say Sterling is a good player. I don't think Sterling can be a top 5 player. I really don't. I think he is somebody that is good in a great team, but if the team is good, he's average. And that's the frustrating thing for me. So this was the Kavkas View. It's really good news that Fabrizio said Tariq George is going to sign a new deal. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. Peace out, I'm out, have a lovely day.